So pour a glass of craft beer, we can do this. Yeah.
So let's take a look at 2017. So 2016 was more a lot of changes for us because we went from something not serious to kind of close. It was like April, May is when things started getting real. And then we didn't implement YouTube until later. We were just doing videos. We were figuring that out.
Yep.
And then at the end of 2016, we brought in, I think, Versus and Beer Mail.
Yes.
And then everything else was 2017. So the real growth of where we're at right now is because of 2017, which is why the numbers are like that. And that's why we didn't really do any of these wrap-ups because we didn't have enough video content. Now we're actually full-fledged podcasters and YouTubers, and I consider myself a blogger because I write for Brew Studs and I do our stuff, whatever, and I do writing in general. So I like that. I think what separates BAOS from most other people and the reason why it's starting to grow pretty well is that we do all of these things and social media. So social, YouTube, podcast, blog, written word, all of those things where a lot of people or a lot of other media are just sort of one or the other.
Yes.
And I think that's kind of what separates us because we can sort of speak to everyone on whatever medium.
I also think we speak to a different crowd than most beer bloggers, vloggers speak to.
Yeah.
Per se. I mean, we take beer very seriously, but we don't speak about it in a serious tone. Like,
No,
I speak about it in a fun tone that I would talk to anyone at a bar. Like, beer is fun to me, and I like to have fun with it.
100%.
And I like to joke and just drink delicious beer with my best bud there, man, little buddy.
Hey. But like, this is actually a good point because we actually rock as like my brother and my girlfriend and like my mate, my best
squad,
friends.
man.
Like everyone that we do this with is like it's just the fam. So we're going to be around each other anyway. So let's
why
make
not
cool
be?
shit
If we're
together.
going to sit down and drink beer, let's be productive and do something fun.
Yeah, and it's not like it's the after stuff is hard work. Like this part's not really hard work.
Basically, we just do it and say, "Hey, Tiff, make it good.
Make it good. Brad, make it sound good.
Brad,
Tiff, make it good.
Make it look good. Brad."
Yeah, so the Vermont trip was super
Amazing.
sick. That really changed the game for us because
That's what I felt.
Like,
that was the game changer for me, at least. Yeah,
and it was opening up to let people know that hey, like we're not messing around. These American breweries still value what we do.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? If these guys are seeing it, then we'll be able to speak to anybody.
Yeah.
And funnily enough, skipping back a little bit, just before then we spoke with Judas Ciel.
Wow, yeah, that was our biggest one for the time.
That was the biggest one. That was episode 40. That was super cool. Layla, shout out to Layla, always took care of us and JF.
Yeah,
such
JF.
a cool guy.
Yeah.
Like they took a whole afternoon during their busy bottle launch.
It was
everyone.
it was their busiest day of the year. Everyone's like chomping at the bit to talk to the guy, and he's sitting back with us. By the way, I think they said initially like, "Oh, you have
like
an hour,"
and we're like, "No worries."
3 hours later,
Yeah.
he's like going back and like pouring it straight from the fermenter.
Let me get some more. Like,
let me get. No, you want more? You want more? Like, yes, absolutely. Like,
I felt bad about it.
I was like, Jeff. And they're like, shut up.
And I think that eventually someone else was kind of like, all right, you got
You gotta go now. He's like, oh.
It's kind of like
so
BOS.
much
Like, I feel
fun.
like these guys, the high end guys, have like not handlers, but someone who has to be like,
Yeah.
all right, junkie, come on.
Gotta go
shit
shake
to
some
do,
hands
bro.
and kiss some babies. Come on, let's go.
But that was cool. So we had in February alone, that was a really good month for us to be able to have the Vermont stuff and then the Judas Ciel stuff.
Yeah, that was
to
all
be like,
was
we were
really
like, oh damn,
active.
like
we got some going on here.
this is something that could get really real.